Now, the Queen is being remembered for her unwavering devotion, a record-breaking reign and a lifetime of service.
But she was also the most photographed woman in the world, and with each public engagement, Royal Watch has got a new look inside her private jewellery box, where Her Majesty had an eye-watering collection. Spectacular, symbolic, Queen Elizabeth II's jewellery collection is a treasure trove of dazzling family heirlooms and historic pieces.
The Queen's collection of personal jewellery amounts to around 300 pieces, and it includes 16 tiaras and 98 brooches, among other very precious gems. With the Queen's passing, I would expect to see other family members wearing some of the family heirlooms in years to come, but royal wills always remain private.
Passed down through the generations, they are the very definition of the word priceless.
Among the Queen's most precious items were some of her show-stopping tiaras. They were huge, sparkling diadems. She wore them at state functions, at banquets, and for big international diplomatic events. But I think perhaps one that she treasured the most was her diamond engagement ring that was designed for her by Prince Philip on their engagement in 1947, and it's something she was never seen without.
Some of her most prized possessions on show as Her Majesty's family pays tribute.
Just in the past week, we have seen Kate wearing a diamond and pearl brooch that belonged to the Queen, and we've also seen Meghan wearing a pair of earrings that were gifted to her by the Queen on their first joint engagement together. It was an outing to Cheshire back in 2018. We've also seen Camilla, the new Queen Consort in Wales, wearing a leek brooch that was gifted to her by the Queen.
It's a tradition the Queen upheld for decades, sharing her most extravagant pieces for some of the monarchy's most significant occasions.
Not only did the Queen wear these tiaras on a regular basis for events, she also loaned them to her granddaughters and other family members. So we saw Kate wearing the Cartier Halo tiara for her wedding in 2011, and then Meghan in 2018 wearing the Queen Mary diamond bandeau tiara for hers.
The Queen's love of jewellery was legendary, each tiara, brooch and necklace telling a story from her 70-year reign.
Lots of the pieces she wore had very personal meanings, and she would send messages through the brooches in particular. One example is the scarab brooch, which she was given by Prince Philip in 1966, which she regularly wore, sometimes in portraits with him to mark anniversaries. And soon after his death, on a visit to Portsmouth to the Royal Navy, she was seen wearing it again, and that was seen to be a nod to him and his naval background.
Then there are the crown jewels.
The crown jewels don't belong to any one monarch, and they will be passed down through the generations. So they will now pass to King Charles III, and they include the sovereign sceptre, and that has the Cullinan 1 diamond. It's more than 3,000 carats, one of the most precious gems in the world.
Garrett was the first to become a crown jeweller in 1843 and the first royal warrant holder.
Royal warrants are the royal seal of approval, if you like, for products coming from any manufacturer or enterprise that supplies to the monarch in particular. So you may see labels saying, by appointment to Her Majesty the Queen. Those now become void, and those royal warrant holders actually have to reapply for this special recognition. So while we will see some very well-known brands changing their labels to read by appointment to His Majesty the King, they will have to go through a second vetting process, and that will assure him and whoever is checking that their business practices are sustainable and ethical.
Passed down from ruler to ruler, the crown jewels will soon become the centerpiece of the royal coronation.
The crown jewels obviously are very priceless, historic pieces of jewellery, and they will remain with the monarchy. So they will be passed to King Charles and only used for state and ceremonial occasions.